Meeting. Please let the record reflect that all 5 commissioners are present. We have Commissioners Jordan, Waldrop, and Kearns in the hearing room. We are joined virtually by Commissioners Cuney and French. Commissioner French is on the phone there. We will begin our meeting today with the Pledge of Allegiance, so please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I would also like to state for the record, we did not receive any written comment for any of our consent agenda items, but we do have 5 public hearing items that will come later in today's agenda. Right now brings Open Public Forum. Open Public Forum is an opportunity for members of the public to come up and testify or share information with us regarding any issue that is not on our printed agenda. So if there's anybody, I see one individual, if you'd like to participate in Open Public Forum, please come forward. All right, Susie, you know the drill. So if you state your name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Susie Hokinson, 1315 West Woodside Place, Spokane. And I don't know about any of you, but I read the paper late sometimes, especially things that I might not want to read. And Sunday morning, I read the piece from January 19th, which was on troubled waters in West Plains. And it's under 19 minutes, and it was amazing to watch, but this was kind of the background of what's going on with the chemicals up in the West Plains. I'm wondering how many of you might have watched it? How many of you might have watched it? I encourage you to watch it. It's just got a lot of wonderful information in it about the geology of the West Plains, the medical parts of it, and there are 1,400 wells that may have been contaminated. And I believe there are only like 260 that are going to be tested and maybe 150 that have been tested. But if you lived there, if I lived there, if our families lived there, if our children, our grandchildren lived there, I have a big garden. I eat my tomatoes all year, I eat my plums, I eat my raspberries, I get my eggs from my neighbor chickens. But it's really quite an eye-opener to see what has been done to the water up there without anyone really knowing it for a long time. But I think it's really important that we take a good look at it. And I'm wondering why every well is not being checked. So thank you. I'm glad you guys are on this and getting a good look at it, because I don't live there, so I didn't think I cared. But I invite you all to take a look at it. Troubled Waters, PFAS on the West Plains. It's amazing. Thank you. How's my time? Oh.
Thank you, Susan. All right. Yeah. All right. Is there anybody else wishing to participate in Open Public Forum? Second call. We'll check. Is there anybody online? If you're online, please use the raise hand function. Third and final call. Seeing no one else wishing to testify in Open Public Forum, we will close Open Public Forum and we'll move on to agenda item number 3. I will look to my fellow commissioners for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. The first item is a proclamation dated March 22nd, 2024, Meade High School Cheer Team State Champions Day. So I'll read that in the form of a motion. So here's the proclamation. Whereas Meade High School is a member of the Greater Spokane League and a member of the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association, and whereas on February 2nd, 2024, in Battleground, Washington, the Meade High School cheer team won the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association WIAA State Championship for Cheer in the 3A non-tumbling medium under the leadership of head coach Catherine Melka and assistant coaches Matt Melka and Becca Markley. And whereas their victory returns the state championship trophy to Meade High School and represents their second first place state title in 2 years. And whereas the cheer team's game day routine also won a second place trophy in the 2A, 3A large category and placed them among the top 10 teams across Washington State. And whereas 15 athletes each contributed to the team's success in their state championship win: Carly Almeida, Sadie Bernosky, Delaney Fuller, Addie Green, Annika Kapoff, Ava Lewin, Ava McConnell, Harper McDonald, Elena Michelson, Jordan Miller, Olivia Price, Haley Rask, Kennedy Rich, Julia Sanchez, and Sid Wines. And whereas the Meade High School cheer team traveled to Anaheim, California to compete in the USA Spirit National Championship on February 16th through the 18th and took second place in the small non-tumbling advanced division. And whereas Meade High School strives for excellence and members of the cheer team consistently perform exceptionally well in the classroom as well as in sports. Now, therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners of Spokane County, Washington, on behalf of the citizens of Spokane County, do hereby recognize the extraordinary talent showcased by all the Meade High School staff, students, coaches, and athletes, and proclaim March 1st, 2024 as Meade High School Cheer Team State Champions Day.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments?
I just wanted to congratulate all of the athletes on the wonderful accomplishments. I'm proud to have Meade High School in my district, proud to be a alumni of the Meade School District, as we talked about earlier, and just wishing you all the best in your future endeavors, and congrats for all your success on and off the athletic field.
I will echo those comments. I do not have Meade High School in my district, but I have a lot of the Meade High School students in my district. And so it's an honor to represent you. It's an honor to participate in this proclamation today, and just congratulations on all of your hard work. Yep. All right, well, we will call for a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations. If I could call up Coach Catherine, if you'd come up and say a few words, and then if we could, yeah. No, and then when you're done, if we could get each of our champions to come up one at a time, and you can introduce yourself for the record.
No pressure.
Right up here to the microphone. And team, if you could get in line behind her, because we'd like each of you to, for the record, state your name and yep.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, commissioners. We really appreciate you guys honoring our team and their hard work. Just the biggest shout out to these girls. They work so hard. Their season is an 11-month long season. They're actually in the midst of tryouts for next season right now. And they just are excellent athletes, but more than that, they're excellent young women. So we really appreciate you guys giving them this honor because they fully deserve it. So with that said, here's the team.
And after you introduce yourself, if you hang out, because we want to get a picture in here in front of the dais too.
I'm Sid Wines. I'm Addie Green.
I'm Julia Sanchez.
I'm Jordan Miller.
I'm Harper McDonald.
I'm Sadie Bernosky.
I'm Delaney Fuller.
I'm Carly Almeida.
I'm Ava McConnell.
I'm Ava Lewin.
I'm Haley Rask. I'm Annika Kapoff.
Great. All right, well, congratulations to all of you. All right, and we have a copy of the proclamation, so if you can come down here in front. All right. Okay. We have another proclamation. Commissioner Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. We have another proclamation related to the Meade High School men's wrestling team State Champions Day, which I'll read in the form of a motion. Whereas Meade High School is a member of the Greater Spokane League, GSL, and a member of the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association. And whereas on February 16th and 17th, 2024, in Tacoma, Washington, the Meade High School men's wrestling team won the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association WIAA State Championship for the third time under the leadership of Athletic Director John Barrington and coaches Mitch Wetzel, Jeremy Golding, Drew Comito, Brian Smith, Bill Weisberger, Noah Johnson, Ryan Weinstock, Anna Connors, Jeremy Goldthing, Tyler McLean, and Phil McLean. And whereas the team qualified a record 17 wrestlers for the state championships, and all 17 won matches at the state tournament, with 11 state placers and 3 individual champions. And whereas 28 athletes each contributed to the team's success in their state championship win. Andrew Agidius, Aaron Ask, Kimani Benavides Alexander, Michael Brannon, Caden Brooks, Denzel Ekholm, Marcus Fetcho, Austin Frederick, Braden Harvey, Ethan Harvey, Ben Jamie, Nolan Lofsted, Kasich Lundquist, Traden Lundquist, James Mason, Joseph Mason, Cameron Mattingly, Joshua Niewert, Cole Schumacher, Braxton Smith, Jerome Smith, Jaden Sullivan, Logan Ula, Evan Aaron, Tyler Vanderverder, Lars Weaver, William Weisgerber, and Tyler Wells. And whereas Meade High School strives for excellence and members of the men's wrestling team consistently perform exceptionally well in the classroom as well as in sports, now therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners of Spokane County, Washington, on behalf of the citizens of Spokane County, do hereby recognize the extraordinary talent showcased by all the Meade High School staff, students, coaches, and athletes, and proclaim March 22nd, 2024, as Meade High School Men's Wrestling Team State Champions Day.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further comments?
Once again, congratulations to the team. Really incredible work. Hope I did okay with all the name pronunciations today. Did our best, but you guys are just fantastic and really proud of you all.
Yep. Keep up the hard work. You make us so proud to have you part of this community. Bringing home a state championship is a big deal. Don't ever forget what a huge accomplishment that is. So again, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. All right, if we could invite the coach, come on down. No. Yep, form a line.
I do have to say thank you in Spokane County. We don't take them out very often, but they do represent us really well in a lot of ways in the classroom and in the athletic arena. And I really am proud to say that this is one of the best hardworking group of young men I've coached, which stands well for our future in Spokane County if we can keep them here. They're workers. They're not afraid to work hard. They're not afraid of competition. And I love their attitude in the arena and in the classroom. And so thank you very much on behalf of Meade Wrestling right here. And here's our crew right here.
Josh Nywert, Evan Uran,
Caden Brooks, Braxton Smith,
Kasich Lundquist,
Ethan Harvey,
Joseph Mason,
Trandon Lundquist,
Ben Jamie,
Andrew Agidius,
James Mason,
Tyler Wells,
Braden Harvey,
Marcus Fetcho,
Nolan Lofsted,
Logan Ula,
Billy Weisgerber,
Lars Weaver, Denzel Ekholm.
All right. All right. Yeah. Please come on down front for a photo.
Sneak in here. Don't touch anything. That's right. Some of you guys crowd in the front. Come on, short guys.
I'm wondering, should we stand in the back? Big group. We might want to stand in the back.
Commissioner Jordan, let's get you right next over here. These guys are huge. We got to do the 3. 1, 2, 3.
You got the proclamation?
Yep.
Perfect. Wonderful. Absolutely. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks.
Thank you. We'll try to leave the place.
Yeah.
Okay, now that brings us to the items 4 and 5 on our agenda. So I am open to a motion.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move to approve items 4 and 5 and all the sub-items thereunder.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve items 4 and 5, including all sub-items. Any?
So I'm going to clarify that we can't do 5 because those are public hearings.
No, that's.
No, number 6 are the public hearings.
Oh,
Yours
then,
is different.
Oh.
That is different, what is on the screen, than what we have printed in front of us. Thank you for pointing that out, Commissioner CUNY. So, okay. Yeah, it is different because Pledge of Allegiance is 1 on ours, but on the screen, Open Public Forum is 1. So,
Okay.
okay,
I can restate the
let's use the
motion.
one. Yep, let's use the one on the screen. It's all good. We're good.
I'll amend my motion, if I may, Mr. Vice Chair, to approve items 3 and 4 and all sub-items thereunder.
Second, the amended motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve items 3 and 4 as viewed on our projector there, including all sub-items. Any discussion, comments? Seeing none,
Just saying, just the auditor and me, making sure we're doing it right.
Yep.
all those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. All right, that brings us to our public hearing items. So our first public hearing item is to consider the vacation of a portion of county right-of-way on Grange Road, County Engineer Road File number 2338 for Spokane County Public Works Department, and we have Matt Zarakor for a presentation.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Matt Zarakor, Spokane County Public Works. As pointed out, our first action today, or request, is for the vacation of a portion of Granger Road. You can see on the overhead, this is way in the northwest corner of the county, right on the Spokane River. And what we have is the 2 portions of a cul-de-sac that were dedicated but never built. They were never needed. The road was extended, and the folks that own the property where the 2 cul-de-sac portions are have requested the vacation. We've taken a look at it. We're not going to need those now or at any point in the future, and we would support vacating those. And happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Matt? Don't see any. Thank you. Well, this is a public hearing item, so anybody that would like to testify on our first public hearing item, we'll open that first call. Oh, sir, come on down. Looks like you already have your form filled out, so you'd hand that to our clerk here. If you'd state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Hi, thank you very much. My name is Pete Blankavort. I'm the one that initiated this thing or requested it. I've lived, I'm the, you can see where I'm at on the map there. I've lived in that home for 44 years, and the wife and I have decided we want to make that our permanent home stay there. All the bedrooms are in the basement, so we've got a application in with the building permit department to do a remodel and convert a garage into a bedroom, bathroom that'll be on the same level as the rest of the house, so we don't have to deal with stairs. And they asked that we get that cul-de-sac out of the mapping system before we submit our building permit because of setbacks. And so that's what initiated it all. But yeah, as he mentioned, it has never been used for what it was originally intended for. And I actually tried to do this about 44 years ago and realized that I wouldn't benefit anything from it at the time, so I just walked away from the process. Still have the paperwork on it, actually. But anyway, thank you. I'm sure that we'll pass this through, and I appreciate it. But that was the reason it was motivated. Thought you want to know. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right. Is there anyone else wishing to testify on public hearing item 5A? Second call, third and final call. Seeing no one else wishing to testify, we'll close the public hearing, and I will look to my fellow commissioners for a motion.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move approval of item 5A, vacation of the county right-of-way on Granger Road. County engineers filed number 2338 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further comments, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. That moves us on to public hearing item number 5B to consider revising Spokane County Traffic Code section number 46.61.2002, Fruitvale Road, and always stop, or add always stop to Richland Road, and section number 46.61.2003, Fruitvale Road, remove southbound yield at Richland Road for Spokane County Public Works Department. And we have Matt for another presentation.
Thank you, Commissioner. It appears I need to be more engaging. So,
Thank you all again for coming down, and congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. So this next item is traffic code revision. You can see on the overhead here, this is out on the West Plains at the intersection of Richland and Fruitvale Road. And what we had going on here is from the south, we have Fruitvale Lane, which serves a private road community. And those are required to stop when they enter the public right-of-way. So we had a stop sign northbound on Fruitvale Lane. And we had a yield sign for the southbound Fruitvale Road, and frankly, that just isn't even in compliance with our own national guidance, so we're wanting to get this revised to an always stop, and it makes way more sense. This is kind of a watershed point in the traffic where everybody on Fruitvale, for the most part, would want to go northbound, and everybody on Richland would want to go westbound to Hayford to get out to the freeway and other services. So it makes a lot of sense, not a lot of through traffic anyway, but it gets rid of some conflicting type movements and will be an improvement overall for the community and for safety. And happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Matt? Okay, thank you. This is also a public hearing item, so again, anybody wishing to testify on public hearing item number 5B, please come forward. Second call. Not seeing anybody online either. Third and final call. Seeing no one wishing to testify, we'll close the public hearing on item number 5B, and I will look to my fellow commissioners for a motion.
Mr. Vice Chair, I motion that we revise Spokane County Traffic Code section number 46.61.2002, Fruitvale Road, add always stop at Richland Road, and section number 46.61.2003, Fruitvale Road, remove southbound yield at Richland Road for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Comments? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. All right, that moves us to item number C, which is another public hearing item to consider revising Spokane County Traffic Code section number 46.61.5701, no parking, Spotted Road along the west side from a point 1,353 feet south, or 50 feet south of 57th Avenue to 57th Avenue, and no parking 57th Avenue along both sides from a point 575 feet west of Spotted Road to Spotted Road for Spokane County Public Works Department. Matt, please translate for us.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, very specific directions on where we're not allowing parking in the future. So a little background, the aerial does not show it well. Again, we're on the West Plains. You can see from the vicinity map on the left. On the right, the area is outlined in red, or where we're proposing the no parking to go. If you were to go out there today, you would see this is a subdivision, and then along Spotted Road, there's a number of new apartments being built, and that's what's really driving the no parking. They had done frontage improvements and widening along Spotted Road, along their frontage, but it's not wide enough to safely allow people to park on the shoulder and allow two-way traffic, and it's a 45-mile-an-hour road. So we may at some point in the future be looking at stepping down the speed limit too, but for now we just don't want folks parking out there because it really wouldn't be particularly safe with that kind of speeds. And then also at the entrance there, it's a medianed entrance, so they have the center median. So on each side of the road, there's not enough room to safely park and allow cars to go by, and really no need to park. The new apartments have a lot of on-site parking. We talked to the managers of the apartments, and they were comfortable with the no parking here. They don't feel they need it for their tenants. So happy to answer any questions about that.
Any questions for Matt? All right, thank you. Again, this is a public hearing item, number 5C, so anybody wishing to testify, please come forward. Oh, come forward, sir. Okay, well, we'll get you a form you can fill out after you testify, but if you could just state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Stanek. I live at 7313 West Griffin Road, Cheney, Washington. I just wanted to support this motion to not allow parking on the west side of Spotted Road there. You know, basically, like you said, this is not a residential street. The speed limit's 45 miles an hour, and if you were to stand out there, I mean, the average speed is probably closer to 55 or 60 on that road. Not safe at all. You know, like you stated, the road is very narrow. There's heavy truck traffic going in and out of there all day from the gravel pits on the both sides. And there's no egress from the roadway to the sidewalk that's there. You know, the drainage is in there. It's 4 feet deep. They've done a terrible job with the water management there. It's, you know, over the last month, the roadway has been underwater numerous times. Yeah, I just think it's a good idea not to let people out on that road. It's, you know, presents a danger for everybody in the community. So thanks for your time.
Thank you. And Gina will provide you with the form there. If there's anyone else wishing to testify, second call. Anybody online? No. Okay, third and final call. Seeing no one else wishing to testify, we'll close the public hearing, and I will look to my fellow commissioners for a motion.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move that we revise Spokane County Traffic Code section number 46.61.5701 as read into the record and presented by the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Commissioner French, are you voting in the affirmative? You are muted.
Yes, I'm voting in the affirmative.
Okay, motion passes unanimously. All right, that moves us on to our second public hearing, or our third public hearing. Fourth, Oh my, we are just cooking along here. Got to keep better notes. Fourth public hearing item. Item number 5D, consider revising Spokane County Traffic Code section number 46.61.5701, no parking Yale Road along the east side from Water Street to Colbert Road for the Spokane County Public Works Department. Matt, take it away.
All right, yeah, thank you, Commissioner. They do fly right by, don't they? So this next one you can see is in North Spokane, just after the Colbert turnoff there, or the Chatteroy turnoff rather. And you can see where the red line is. That's where we're proposing to add the no parking. And this was brought to our attention by a citizen. They were having a difficult time seeing when they're pulling out at Colbert to turn onto Yale Road. You can see when there's people parked there, as you might imagine, it's difficult to see the oncoming traffic. And we went out, we did a site analysis on the intersection, and we agree that needs to be limited to no parking there to make it a safe intersection. And happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, Matt? Yep.
Is
Commissioner
this
Jordan?
the one where you had briefed us on talking with the business owner who has the adjacent property?
Yeah, I didn't talk to them, but our staff did, and they spoke to the business owner, I believe, on the west side of the road, just to see what their concerns might be, because obviously their employees need a place to park, and at that time they didn't raise any concerns.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is also a public hearing item, so anybody wishing to testify, please come forward. Second call. Anybody online? Nobody online. Third and final call. Seeing no one wishing to testify, we'll close the public hearing, and I will look to my fellow commissioners for a motion.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move we revise Spokane County Traffic Code section number 46.61.5701, no parking Yale Road along the east side from Water Street to Colbert Road for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously.
Aye.
All right. The motion passes unanimously. That will bring us to our final public hearing item. Item number 5E, an ordinance to the Board of County Commissioners of Spokane County, Washington, amending Spokane County Code Chapters 9.14, 12.300, 12.400, 12.500, and 12.600, and creating Chapter 8.25 pertaining to stormwater management. Ben Bradabo, take it away.
There we go. Thank you, Commissioners. An update to the Stormwater Code, and as I presented a couple weeks ago, the focus of this is for compliance with the Phase 2 Stormwater NPDES permit. So there's some detailed changes that we needed to make our code compliant to work with our permit that's from the Department of Ecology. There was additional clerical updates, kind of just after some time checking and making sure everything's up to date. And then the sections that we worked on, Title 12, Chapter 9.14, and then created a Chapter 8.25. One of the pieces I would highlight is that we did, in the interim between our briefing to you and this hearing, we reached out to developers and engineering firms that we work with on a reoccurring basis and let them know that this change is occurring, provided them the information, and didn't receive any comments, but wanted to let you know about that. So there's a couple slides remaining, next slide here, about the details of what the changes we made. One of them was to correct the name of our regional stormwater manual throughout the document. Next slide. Chapter 9.14, and this is to do with new construction, and so this was where developers would come in and interface with the county and need to provide certain requirements to meet stormwater protection requirements, and so this is the most detailed portion of it. And then the final slide is 8.25. This is for illicit discharge detection, elimination, and control. And this was pulled out of the previous chapter and made more sense standalone, and so we've created this here. Take an opportunity to thank staff for preparing these. A lot of details, the very minute details, multiple iterations, working with different departments within the county to make sure that we got this right, and hopefully it'll be good for a while, and am available for any questions.
Any questions for Ben? Okay, thank you. All right, and this is our final public hearing item for the day. So anybody wishing to testify, please come forward. Second call. We'll check to see if there's anybody online. No one online. Okay, third and final call. Okay, seeing no one wishing to testify, we'll close the public hearing item on 5E, and I will look to my fellow commissioners for a motion.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move that we approve this ordinance of the Board of County Commissioners of Spokane County, Washington, amending Spokane County Code Chapters 9.14, 12.300, 12.400, 12.500, and 12.600, and creating Chapter 8.25 pertaining to stormwater management.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Oh. Is that Commissioner French?
Yes, aye.
Aye, there we are. All right, motion passes unanimously. Okay, well, that does it for our printed agenda and our public hearings. Commissioner Jordan?
I have a miscellaneous item, if I
Okay.
could.
Yep.
This relates to a letter that the board received from Mayor Brown of Spokane on March 11th. Just wanted to say to the board that, as the commissioners know, Mayor Brown sent the commissioners a letter asking for a meeting and expressing the city of Spokane's interest in discussing a possible public safety-related ballot measure. And her letter said she'd like that to be transparent, detailed, and include a process for robust community engagement. And she asked us for a collaborative approach across governments to begin discussing possibilities for future ballot measures. So as the board knows, we received that letter 8 days ago. I would just like to ask what others think about that. I would suggest that we accept this invitation just to meet with Mayor Brown. The board certainly doesn't have to make any commitments to have a meeting. Perhaps designate a commissioner or two to meet with the mayor and see where conversation leads. So I just wanted to raise that for discussion.
Okay. Does anybody have any thoughts? Oh, Commissioner CUNY?
So I believe that our PIO, Pat Bell, has drafted a letter. I have not seen it yet. We were discussing that, but I'm happy to have it open to whatever thoughts are.
Commissioner French, it looks like you unmuted.
Yes, I did, sir. Yeah, I read the letter, and there are a number of misstatements and inaccurate statements in the letter from the mayor, some presumptions about issues that, quite frankly, I think the board needs to have a conversation about before we respond to it, just to make sure that if we're going to have a conversation, it's at least based on accurate information and not assumptions and presumptions and accusations that just are unfounded. So I'd rather have that conversation and be able to do it in person than to do it in the way that we are today. So maybe we could have that conversation next week or two.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Oh, and just.
Sorry.
Oh,
I was just, yeah, I think that would be a good idea, Commissioner French. We can put it on an upcoming, either like a strategic meeting discussion so that we can talk about next steps. And I know Commissioner Jordan, I think, and Commissioner CUNY have been reaching out to Whatcom County to get some information about their successful measure recently. So I'd love to hear more about that and what potentially could be some next steps to communicate with the city. Thanks.
Okay. And Commissioners CUNY and French, do we have your permission to use your stamp on these documents?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Any other miscellaneous items? Scott?
Well, I've been told that I exhausted all my time this morning, so nothing from me as miscellaneous.
Did we have any executive session items?
We do have one.
One. Okay.
We have one executive session item under pending potential litigation pursuant to RCW 4231.10(1)I. This item will take approximately 10 minutes. No action from the board. Should involve the board, myself, and Scott Simmons.
Okay. I will ask, do we want to do that in here, or do we want to go back over to our conference room? I know we've struggled with some of the audio in the past when we've tried to do that. Do we want to go back across?
We certainly can, given that two of the board members are
Okay.
going to be participating remotely.
Okay, then let's say, so right now it is 2:42. Let's say we will head across the way. We will begin our executive session at 2:50. So that is 7 minutes from now, right now. Anything else for the good of the order? Okay.
Nothing
All right.
from me.
So we're going to walk across the way. We'll begin an executive session. Can you state the purpose of the executive session and those that'll be present?
So this is going to be under pending potential litigation pursuant to RCW 4230-110-1I. Those present should be the board, myself, and Scott Simmons.
Okay. All right. So again, we will start that executive session at 2:50. So we'll give ourselves about 7 minutes to walk over there. At the conclusion of that executive session, we will adjourn for the day. And so there will be no further action. Thank you all for coming down.